I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. Come on in, everybody. Okay, come on in, child. This episode was something else. First, let me say thank you to all of the moderators that are in the chat. Anyone that you see with a purple wrench behind their name, they are here to make sure that you are having a good time. They're volunteering their time to make sure you have a good time, okay? So please just be respectful. I don't mind that we have different opinions, okay? But I do want to keep it respectful. Respect everyone else's opinion in the chat and respect me and my moderators, okay? So that's the first thing I want to say. I also want to say, you guys, this is an open panel, so I just dropped the link. Anybody who wants to come up and talk about tonight's episode, please do. Okay, this is your panel. Okay, this is your chance to talk about what's going on. I'm gonna set up the scenes, but you guys get to discuss how you feel about them on the platform, okay? 182 of you are in here right now, and I need every single one of y'all to hit the like button, share the video if you have not already, please and thank you. And we're going to talk about it. I am going to give people a shout out though. I see people coming in from ATL. What's up? What's up, Queen Liz? Hey, hey, hey. Who else? I thought I saw more than one ATL. What's up, Mildred? She said she just got home. What's up, Cookie? What is up, Melissa from Duval? What's up? What's up? Come on in. Let's go Fighting Irish. Okay. Hey, Leo. Leo the Linus is Brooklyn in the house. What's up, Brooklyn? Y'all, we got a lot to discuss. I could not believe my eyes and ears. What's up, North Carolina? What's up, Arkansas? Chicago, one of my favorite cities. Arkansas. I've never been to Arkansas, I don't think. What's up, Barbados? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Fort Worth is in the house. What's up, South California? Southern California, another ATL. Cookie from the Shy, of course, is from the Shy. Florida, what's up? Brooklyn, what's up? Cincinnati, what's up to all of my Ohio family? What's up, DMV? Come on in. Fort Lauderdale, Augusta, come on in. Hold on. You're going fast now. 236, make sure everyone hit the like button, say hello on your way in. Please and thank you. What's up, Houston, Texas? Did y'all get a chance to see this show? There is a poll right above the chat. I wanted to know if y'all are still Mars soldiers or tail soldiers, okay? Are you a tail soldier or a Mars soldier? Or a Mars soldier? What's up, UK? Child, there's a lot of people stumping the ground for Martell. I didn't think I'd see the day, even though I know better, because I said this before. I'll say it again. People will say they can't stand a mother on TV, and then, you know, give it a week, give it 6 months. Y'all be pounding the pavement for them. But yeah, go ahead and put it in the chat. Go ahead and put it in that poll up front. Mars soldiers or tail soldiers? What's up? Okay, what's up, Maryland? I have another south side of Chicago. What's up? Let's see. The Way Hotel be breaking the fourth wall. What do you do? What do you do? What's up, Louisiana? Oh my goodness. Let's see. What's up, Athens? Y'all getting ahead of the episode. Y'all talking about what's going on next week. Listen, they're giving us all these gems. What's up, Jamaica? Nice to have you. What's up, Queens Jaja? Haven't seen you in so long. Welcome back. What's up, Houston? What's up, Cleveland? Listen, I am putting this link into the chat. I am inviting y'all up. I want to hear your opinions. Come on in. Look, I'm gonna put myself on camera. We're supposed to, at least that's what I was told. You're supposed to be doing things that could get you out of your put you out of your comfort zone a little bit. And for me, it's being on camera, even though I do get on camera every once in a while. I said I need to get on camera more. Okay. I'm not going to look like this. You know what I'm saying? forever. So I might as well do what I need to do. Cookie said she was washing dishes, so she don't even know. I'm not a tail soldier or a Mars soldier. I was washing dishes. Okay. I don't even, was dishes the option this time? What did I give y'all as an option? I did. I said washing dishes. I think I said shoveling snow the other week, doing the laundry, washing dishes. Okay, some of y'all washing dishes then. All right, what's up, Arizona? You feel sorry for Martell, but I understand Marcel. You feel sorry for Martell. Lord have mercy, child. Is the Giselle sleeping with the lions is what I want to know. Oh my goodness. Is this the same dude y'all said y'all needed this mofo to go to damn it jail, prison, lock his ass up? This is who you feel sorry for? I had no idea. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. Come on in. Things change, baby. Things change. Somebody got to be the villain, though. Somebody said they are neither soldier, but Tell acted a fool tonight. He called that girl slow to her face. More than once, baby. This ain't the first time. I don't know why y'all, when I was telling y'all from the giddy up, I said, listen, when I first came on here and started reviewing, I said, there's something wrong with Martell and Tisha's relationship. But Martell goes after Tisha with a vengeance. Like when he was in confessional and said, Tisha got a whole mommy makeover. Got a whole mommy makeover. And Marsau still don't want her. Why are you telling that girl's business? Like you telling everything. Okay. When he was sitting across the table from her, he was like, he said something, sweetie. And she said, Martell, don't call me sweetie. And he continued to call her sweetie. And Marsau was like, damn it. Martell, she said don't call her sweetie. Now cut it out. Oh my gosh. He has always dogged Tisha. He said that he needed a wife like Tisha because she seems to turn the other cheek. Uh-oh, hold on. Alicia. She said, listen, if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I'm sorry. I don't know if it's Alicia or Alicia. She said that she is a Mars soldier. She said, hey, Dyana, making sure that she gets accounted for. I appreciate you showing up, standing in it. Good for you. What's up, Dallas, Texas? What's up, Trinidad and Tobago? Come on in. Let's see. She said, love how Martell calling Marsau up and out on how he drags Tisha by the nose and makes her look like a fool. Martell has some nerve, though, don't he? Does he not do the same shit? Does he not do the same shit? I'm wearing Diana Ross, by the way. This is my Supremes tee. I like when they have the little retro hairstyles. Come on in. Kevin, my little snarky friend. That's what I like to call him. Don't say anything about Diana Ross, Kevin. We're going to have to knuckle up, okay? Everybody else, come on in. Decatur, Georgia, what's up? What's up? Clone in the house. Clone in the house is my real sister. We got the same mama, same daddy. Please be respectful, okay? Because she is very, very protective of me, child. I love Tell Gon' Tell It. Tell Gon' Tell It. Well, he's been saying some shit for sure. He's been talking for weeks now, for at least 2-3 weeks. What's up? Hey, how are you? Child Martell went in on Tisha. Listen, Francois, he went in for sure. Martell is looking for his moment, child. I know that a lot of people think, or we've heard the audio. Some of us have heard the audio where Ariane said he was taking up for me at the adult field day. Okay. I think that after Martell, did you see Martell's face when Marsau said, I'm better than you in every way, and he had to walk past the camera? Did y'all see this? Martell looks over at the camera guy. He was so close to the camera, he could have bumped his damn nose on the camera lens, okay? He walked past that camera like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker, okay? He did a Charlie Murphy. He did a Charlie Murphy. He said, everything in me wanted to stomp this motherfucker out. Everything in Martell wanted to stomp Marsau out. We didn't even see in the preview before that Marsau touched Martell's shoulder. He touched his shoulder. He was really baiting old boy. And y'all remember last time when Martell touched Marsau's shoulder, Maurice went in and knocked his arm. Hey, don't touch, right? That was hilarious. What did he say? I think he said something like, everything in me want to stump this mother effer out. Or, oh, someone's telling me that I have feedback on my mic. Oh, poo. Hold on. It's probably a fan. Do y'all still hear it now? Put a 1 in the chat if you still hear the feedback. Put a 1 in the chat. 500 of you are here. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, okay? And just follow the rules of our moderators. We are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is actually season 9, episode 11. Okay, you're good over here. Okay, cool. Because I might have to turn that fan back on, child. The heat is up. Why did Marsau make Tisha say, this is the stuff y'all supposed to talk about? But okay, cool. I'll get it. I'll get it started. So hold on. Let me take this back down. So check this out. Let's start with how it opens. It opens with Melody and Kimmy. Melody said she hadn't seen Kimmy in a while. She realized she hadn't invited her over to the house. The fan was making the noise. Okay, you got good ears. I did have a fan on because the heat is up way too high for me. But I said there's snow out, so I can't freeze everybody out the house, child. Let's see. Melody basically invites Kimmy over to the house, and she wants to have a little girl talk, you know what I'm saying? But Kimmy was really there to bring a bone, period. Otherwise, there would be no scene, okay? These people got to get paid. They got a show to do. So let's talk about it. Hello, everyone. Come on in, hit the like button, share the video. Melody basically invites her over, gives her a little food. Kimmy was all involved with the food, okay? Kimmy's a foodie, and I do believe she either owns a catering business or something with a friend of hers. So I think everybody says she's a good cook. Anyway, whatever Melody made, I'm not sure, or whatever she's serving, she's definitely tearing it up. And Kimmy basically said, I was shocked. I was shocked and surprised to see what, I can't even remember her doggone name. Trisha. I was shocked and surprised to see Trisha there, is what she said. I was shocked and surprised to see Trisha at your mimosas event because, after everything that went down at, the graduation party, I just wasn't expecting it, right? So Kimmy's not only bringing a damn bone, but she's stirring the pot. She's making sure she get in all the things, okay? And the crazy part is she had just met with Trisha the other week, and Trisha was like, I really like Kimmy and all the things, right? I really like Kimmy, but Kimmy over there like, fuck it. This is what you came here for, so I got to do what I'm supposed to do. So she's basically telling her that, right? And Melody's like, well, I don't know why you surprised. And she said, well, she made it seem like, you was getting under her skin a little bit at the graduation. And Melody was like, get the hell out of here, right? Like, what's the big deal? Now, this shit was funny because I was like, now, Melody, you were picking at that lady. I was actually reviewing it saying you were picking at her. I thought the shit was funny. But Melody's like, I have no clue what this heifer talking about. And you don't even say that shit to me because I don't care. But then Kimmy said, well, there was this open house and it was Martell. And it's really interesting because all of the events that I go to now, it seems like there's a good chunk of us missing and a good chunk of us there, right? So she's basically letting her know, you and Martell with the rules, we can't bring everyone together, but it's working out. So Kimmy, just hush, right? But anyway, she basically says, listen, girl, you still cool with Chris Fletcher? Because I found out some tea, which is when you and Martell were breaking up, but still in that very fresh stage, the stage that, what's her name? Kiowa told her we were still very much married heifer and you shouldn't have been meddling at all. Kimmy came over and said, well, according to Kiowa, you were still in that fresh ass, I'm still, we ain't divorced yet phase, okay? And she said, turns out they didn't tell you the whole story. Turns out Chris Fletcher is responsible for hooking Martell up with Trisha. Okay? And after she said that, Melody said, I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't fuck with her. As of right now, the decision is being made. She is DE invited to every motherfucking thing. And Kimmy sat there and pretended to be shocked or surprised. I was like, Heifer, what are you doing? You knew what the response to that was going to be. But Kimmy pretended to be shocked and surprised, child. And that's basically how it ends. Listen, this episode, I'm going to give a solid 10, period. Okay? The reason why I'm giving it a solid 10 is because this is a shit that needs to be talked about. It's being talked about all over the internet anyway. It was being talked about all over the internet anyway, and it looks like they are addressing all of those little holes, all of those pockets. They are bringing it to the table, and I could not be more pleased. I enjoy. Put it in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you rate this episode? At the end of the day, they did what they were supposed to do. What I agree, hands down, a 10. Facts. It was everything that we've been talking about. It does not matter at the end of the day. I know people are probably like, well, why is Melody bringing up conversation about her ex? Well, because there's a new person in the circle, and she's been everybody else about their loyalty. Look, a lot of people are agreeing. They're saying 10, 8, 7. That's a high score. Y'all still giving an A++. So they're basically saying at the end of the day, I'm talking to all of y'all about how all of y'all were bad friends. I might as well talk about the person who's new to the damn circle. She a bad friend too. Let's just get it crunk. So this is how Melody's playing it out on her side. Okay. Again, I'm just trying to get y'all to talk about it because this isn't my real review. I'm just giving y'all the other part. Okay. I only watch reviews, haven't watched the show in forever. That's okay. They're doing what they're supposed to do over there. Okay, hold on. I think I've had you on my platform before. Thank you for coming up. But for some reason, I'm not able to put you up. You might have to drop back down and come back in, because what's happening right now is you're showing gray for me. So I can't open up the screen and bring you up. So we'll see. But I see you. If you can drop back down and come back in, I'm gonna put the link back in there, and I'll go to the next scene. So the next scene is Destiny and Tisha. Here we go. Okay, here you go.
Hey, how are you?
Awesome. How are you?
I'm a little sick, but I'm getting over cold.
Okay.
But I had to come up and talk about, especially the one thing, Chris Fletcher in that confessional, the way he tried to gaslight that situation with Melody was wild to me.
See, we
This
ain't on the Chris Fletcher part yet, girl.
this whole season, the way that they all are gaslighting Melody, like, well, if it didn't matter, it shouldn't matter to you after all this time. Why do you care? Because if I find out, no matter how long ago it's been, I find out that you've been lying to me and you was shady during my marriage, knowing the stuff that's been going on, yeah, I'm going to reevaluate our relationship just like I reevaluated my relationship with my ex. What are you talking about?
Well, baby, this is what the TV show is all about, okay? If they didn't bring the storyline to the show, we would not know, but you are right. This is what needs to be addressed. And all he's doing is setting up the next storyline, okay? Which is great. I did see it, but we didn't get to it yet.
I'm sorry.
You can stay up here, Sweetie. I appreciate you. Come on up. But I do need everyone, please, before you come up, I should have said this, make sure that you don't have anything else playing in the background. Not even me, no noise at all, no music, no nothing. Otherwise, I'll have to drop you back down immediately, okay? But I do appreciate everyone who comes up. Jazzy girl, what do you think
Let me know
about
how I sound because I'm in a car.
your.
Do I sound okay?
You sound good for now.
Okay,
Tell me
perfect.
what you think about Melody and Miss Kimmy.
I loved it. To me, Melody was like eating it up. Like, oh, you got tea? Okay. And I think she was just like, okay, let me put this in my back pocket so that way she'll have something else to talk about later on down the line. I think the other people on the show are giving Melody her storyline because I think at this point everything is just fun for her. So the way she was just soaking it up was like kind of hilarious to me. And the way Kimmy is the bone carrier is also like it's on brand at this point.
I said
I
the
thought that
same
was funny
thing.
too. I
I said,
thought that was funny. Because Mel was like, oh, really? Oh,
With a
I said Melody.
smile.
I said Melody.
She is hilarious.
I literally said, listen, Melody seemed very upset before this season actually came out. And I was like, girl, you're clocking in. This is good shit. This is good. So I'm not sure why she was upset. I'm hoping that it didn't have to do with this because I haven't seen anything bad so far. Like it's been progressively like getting better. Like right now, for all of y'all to have damn near put a 10 in the chat, that says something.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it's
was, it
good.
was a good episode.
Yeah, I thought it was better than what we've been getting from like a Potomac or Real Housewives, and they have bigger budgets than on network for this show. So it
You
they
know what else?
they're giving.
You
Uh huh.
know what else I got from that scene? And maybe this is just me projecting,
What's
but
that?
I also felt like Melody laughing and stuff in that scene was kind of like, oh, look how you want to talk about this. Look how you carrying all of this and you telling all of this, but you don't want to talk about your own stuff. That's what I also got a little bit of too.
But throughout the episode, I thought the same thing because then we saw it again, and I don't want to go too far, Diana, but we saw it again when they talked with Destiny, and like everything is just being carried over. And I think Kimmy was also the one to tell Nell what Destiny said about not really wanting Sunny there. So I'm just like, but why can't we have a little discussion about what you guys have going on? Or is this your role? And this is all we should expect from you for the entire season?
Mm-hmm.
From Kimmy and Maurice or Tisha and Marceau? Because Tisha and Marceau are clocking in.
So for
Kimmy
me,
and Maurice.
Kimmy is just going, she's like the one to kind of connect all of the dots because if it wasn't for her, people wouldn't know what other people are saying. So she's just carrying one bone to the other and then just sitting there and giving us the reactions.
Correct.
Tisha,
Kimmy is the only one who's invited to everything.
yeah.
Melody
Right.
don't go to everything, so she has to be told the story. You know what I'm saying? So we're looking at the big picture. Melody got to get the tea, or she's not going to film. So the person who's electing to bring her the tea is Kimmy, and that's cool. I think that works for me. And when Melody has to, she's gonna move to whatever scene she has to move to. She would have never had the scene with Chris if somebody didn't go tell her, because she didn't go. She didn't go to her ex-husband's open house.
So I think if
Yeah.
we look at it from that role, that is her position on the show to carry it, so that way we can get everybody like connected, even though they're never going to be in the same room.
Yeah, don't give Kimmy too much. She's right now the person that's invited to all the stuff. Okay,
But we
that's what she
still
said.
would have liked to have more than just one episode where y'all just kind of briefly went over this DUI and then we just never hear anything else about it. Like, come on
Well,
now.
we also have to remember when they were filming this part of it, there was not a verdict yet. There was
Yeah.
a verdict that's been rendered, and maybe they'll discuss it in the next season because they're filming now, or they said they were in production. So she said, I can't talk about it. Marie said he can't talk about it. Melody even said she understood. I'm not talking about anything that has to do with my court cases until they're done and over with too. All of that stuff can go right into the courtroom. So they're not going to talk about it. And that makes sense. But we just have to, we just got to stay on top of things. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that
Yeah.
they talk about it next season. So hopefully they do. Hopefully.
Right. And and they're talking about how is another scene I want to talk about because the comparison between Melody and the other person is just really this episode. When I'm
Hold
going to
on one
keep
second.
saying the gaslighting was
Hold on,
so
QT.
real.
Hold on, QT. Let's talk about Tisha, Destiny, and Martell. That was a big scene.
Oh yeah,
Okay. Okay. So I'm still dropping the link. Anybody who would like to come up, you are more than welcome to come up and discuss. We are talking about the second scene of the show. Tisha, Destiny, Martell, Tisha and Destiny are having brunch, I'm assuming. And Martell makes a comment before he walks in the door that Destiny had told him that she was meeting Tisha. And so he's going to pop up. And what he says in confessional is maybe she owes me an apology.
Crazy.
Maybe I owe her an apology. Or maybe we owe each other an apology. And then he just springs into action. Now, what were your thoughts about Tisha and how she moved in this scene?
I don't blame her. I thought she was totally in the right. And I'm not a Tisha fan, but I thought she was totally in the right. And I don't care what kind of excuses people are trying to make up for Destiny, talking about a production set it up. The end sealed it for me when she said, well, I appreciate that you were willing to come to apologize. How do you know that? How do you know that? No, I don't blame Tisha. She was right.
She was right. Okay. How do you feel, QT? That was you? You spoke Jazzy, or was it QT?
That was
No,
me
that
that
was
just
cute.
spoke.
I'm sorry about that. How do you feel, Jazz? I'm sorry.
I don't think she was wrong for getting up either. I thought it was kind of funny in all honesty. Like the scene was pretty quick, and when she got up, she didn't even take her food, and then she said something like "dismiss." I was like, "Dismiss." Her voice is just kind of funny to me sometimes, but I don't think she was wrong either because, sir, why are you here? Like, why are you here?
Okay. I appreciated it too. That was a fast thinking moment because there's about like 25 people with a camera and mics and all that shit sitting there. They're blocking her in. She sits there and takes a bite with food in her mouth. She said, "This is it for me."
Mm-hmm.
Like literally that fast. I said, "Well, dang, we didn't even get the conversation going."
We did. It was actually it was interesting, but I like to see it. I thought it was a real moment, even though we know that Martell came in, production knew that he was coming because there was a camera outside the door, right? Watching him
Yeah.
walk up.
Mhm.
So all of the stuff that we know that happens in every single reality TV show we all watch. Sometimes we punch at this one a little bit, but he came in looking for his moment, hoping to get filmed. And then Destiny at the end saying she kind of was giving him like a what the fuck kind of eye to me. I don't know. Did y'all see that, Destiny, or you weren't paying attention to her that much?
I didn't see that because when she said that, um, I guess Tisha wasn't ready to hear the apology. Martell didn't even necessarily come in there with the thought to really apologize. So I'm like, well, what really was the intent? Like,
He said
I don't
it.
get it.
He said it in the confessional. The first thing he said was maybe she owed me an apology. That is really how he felt. That he said the first thing first that was on his mind. He felt like she owed him an apology, not that he owed her an apology. If she had apologized, then maybe he would give her one. But he felt like she owed him something. Again, crazy.
Yeah. It was. It was. Okay. Moving right into Tisha and Marsau. Tisha went to talk to her man. She had her tennis shoes on, her white dress. It was clearly in the height of summertime because all of them had an extra layer of tan on, and I appreciated it. I was like, damn, everybody's tan except me. But they look good. But Tisha was out there, walked up to the site with Marsau, and said, "You will never guess what the hell happened to me." Okay. So how did y'all feel about how Marsau responded to her? Basically her saying Martell ambushed me and I got up out of there, which is not typical for Tisha. That's not a typical move. Did y'all think that? Tisha will sometimes sit in it, kind of cry. I've been telling y'all for a minute, Tisha's different. I don't know. Maybe the breakup between her and Marsau got her on track. Because baby, she put on them little tight dresses and show off them boobies and them hips and shit. And she's done. But she don't play no more. But yeah, how did y'all feel about what Marsau had to say and being a protector?
I'll let you go.
Um, so to piggyback off of you what you said, like I said, I've not been the biggest Tisha fan. All I've ever wanted, I never want her to leave her marriage. I
Mhm.
just always thought Marcel in the show, what we've seen, treats her disrespectfully. And I just wanted her to stand up for herself. So her standing up for herself, she said stuff to him, she's standing up for herself with other people. I don't really have a problem with her getting up out of there, not engaging with Martell was the right thing to do because Martell is volatile. Whether she was in imminent danger or not, you still can't trust Martell's reactions and what he's going to do. So she was right to get out of there and go talk to her husband. It's what I would have done as a wife.
Yeah.
So I thought she did the right thing. And him actually, instead of saying something out of pocket or more so, like, he actually was like, yeah, that was the right thing to do. I can't protect you when I'm not there. So it was right that you left and you did not engage with him. And that's what needs to be done. And they both agreed as a team. That is what a husband and wife should do, no matter what I have felt about them in the past. I thought that was a good scene. It did show that they are cohesive and good for them. If things are working out for them, good for them.
I
Uh,
feel a little bit different because it was the part when he said if he was the whole protector thing, because I just don't feel like even when he's there, he's really doing that. I guess he wants to take the high road every single time, but like the blows have been beyond low. So then it's like, at
Right.
what point are you really going to like show some type of protection for real, for real?
okay.
I don't disagree with you. I was just saying to what the scene was and the words. But I agree with you. I sat there like when it was going down at the pavilion, I was like, my late husband would never. There would have been some fighting going on. But, or he would have removed me from the situation and gone head to head with him verbally. But
Mm-hmm.
for the scene and what was being said, what they presented to us, it came off as the right thing to do and them as a cohesive unit. But Tisha catching the strays that she's been catching, no, no.
Okay. I'm gonna move into the next scene, and then I'm gonna move forward with you, Miss Alfina. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay, Diana.
Okay.
Love
All
the
right.
hat, baby. Love the hat.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Diana always looks fly.
Thank you. Okay, so Destiny and her daddy, y'all. We got a scene between these two. I need everybody to. I think it's you, Alfina. I need you to thank you. Destiny and her daddy, and I don't think I've ever seen Destiny with a member of her family have a moment where we get some history for her or some background from her for her. How did y'all feel about this scene? Try to isolate it a little bit. How did y'all feel about this scene with Destiny and her dad talking about when he came to get her and raise her and all that stuff? Alfina, what did you think?
I thought it was a vulnerable moment for Destiny, not ones that I'm really used to seeing. She kind of makes my skin crawl, but it was a good scene.
Okay. Okay. Probably not a whole lot of chit chat about it. Okay. Let's see. I almost began to like her. Look, Bobby said I almost began to like her. I think they need to do. I think I'll say this. They did a good job of giving us some back history for Destiny.
It did humanize her.
It did.
It did give her a moment. It's too far gone for me with Destiny I to change my mind, but I can give credit to the show that it gave her a vulnerable moment. It gave her what everybody has been other people have been saying, where's your storyline? Talk about yourself and your life. So she did with her dad. We've heard things here and there, but to have her have that moment with her father, I mean, it was a good moment for her. It was about her.
Okay. Listen, I'm a
It
stop
explained
there.
a lot of things. It explained a lot of things to me.
It explained a lot of things for you. I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed the scene. I also thought that her being vulnerable and crying when her dad said, like, listen, I knew I had to come get you. And then her kind of saying, I had a rough time with my dad growing up because, you're taken from one place and put in another environment. I actually liked it. I thought it was a good scene. But anywho, I'm seeing some people saying that they did like it. Some people saying too little, too late. But y'all know you got to start somewhere because
Right.
y'all wanted to put Martell in prison just yesterday, and then some of y'all today are saying, nuh-uh, buddy, he need to stay out. Okay, Get that
Well,
man a lawyer. Huh?
and I also think because my experience with loss and that her father has been ill and things like that, knowing that, I was like, I can have a heart for that. That I can have a heart for that, even though I don't care for her as what we've seen and portrayed. I can have a heart for that. Like that was really a humanizing moment and a vulnerable moment for her with him.
Okay. All right, cool beans. Let's move on to the next scene. Destiny, Tisha, Kimmy, they are meeting at that shack that she is going to build out. It's a that she's going to build out as I guess like a storefront of some sort. And I guess it's in a facility where there's like a bunch of little stores, right? Um, and her and Lance are there. And even though she said that they're not a couple, they have chemistry, I think. Um, what? Okay, I'm laughing at my sister. I think they have a little bit chemistry. But anyway, Kimmy and Tisha show up, and this is where they're gonna get all the dirt out. All right, because Kimmy's gonna carry some bones, and Tisha gonna carry some bones. But they basically talk about Madani. They talk about mimosas with Melody, like, "Oh, girl, you wasn't invited." You know damn well she wasn't invited, child. But she said you wasn't invited. They talk about Moses being in jail, and they also talk about Nell's bachelorette party. Who wants to go? QT. What was your
I
thoughts?
want to go.
I
Okay,
was gonna let somebody else go first for once.
okay, go. Who's the first?
I like how her face pearled up when she let everybody else know that she wasn't invited. Which I feel like they only mentioned the party because they knew she wasn't invited. They knew Mel wasn't going to invite her ass no way. They already knew that. Like, who you playing with? Mel ain't just like you ain't invite her to your event. She ain't going to invite you to hers. Y'all, you know what it is.
That shit
Right.
was funny
But
though. They was like, "You didn't get invited." I thought you was. I thought
That
y'all
was
was
shady.
cool.
that was real shady. Kimmy and Tisha was tag teaming the shadiness. Now you know that one of them hit her with a branch, and the other one hit her with a branch. Like, oh Lord.
I feel like they were also waiting for something negative to be said about the event or whatever, but there was nothing negative to say. But the thing is that they knew Melody was not going to be invited, and Destiny wants to throw in there. Oh, after she was talking about me on the internet, girl, you was talking about her on the internet. Like, come on.
Literally.
Her and Martell do that bad. It's always what somebody did to them, but they never start at the point where you offended first. The person got their lick back, if as you deem, but now you so mad because you just got returned. You got that served return. Like I don't get they thinking. Like her and Martell do the same thing. It's always what somebody did to them, never what they did to somebody to get that reaction from them. It
And
kills
then
me.
and then the additional, like her kind of trying to hold back her smirk about Moses being arrested.
Yes,
But when Sonny was
yes.
there, how she reacted when no finding out Sonny was there and saying, "Well, I'm not surprised because Sonny is thirsty and Mel is vengeful." Ba- Baby, you are friends with her vengeful ex who is going around with like a wrecking ball through y'all circle. Are you serious?
She was. That's the cold
Literally.
part. She was real serious.
I know she was, but I was just like, again, another gaslighting moment. I was like, what alternate universe am I sitting in? Because I surely have been catching these clips, like in the commentary. Girl, Martell out here on a whole tear, going at your two friends, marriage, your friend's marriage, and Mel is the only one that's vengeful. Okay,
But what was
so
her reason for being vengeful? Like they're not even friends. So her inviting Sonny literally has nothing to do with you.
right, because if we didn't believe that that was a cash trip, we understand it was a cash trip. Everybody was going to come. If that was truly just Melody's trip where she could control the invitations, you would not have been there. You would not have been
No.
on the trip.
Well,
It
none
would
of
have
them hoes
invited
been
She would have
there.
invited Sonny as a new cast member, and then Tisha would have been out of line, truly out of line, inviting you to come along, knowing that y'all didn't have a good relationship. So, I mean, what's the vengefulness? Everybody would be wrong. But, it is what it is. I just thought that was funny. And then when they mentioned Nell's party and she wanted to automatically veto Sunny, and they were saying, well, you got to check with Nell on that. And she's like, no, girl, you can't eject people from the circle. But they want to drag Melody when she says she don't want to mess with nobody. But y'all you want to eject people out of the circle. Like, get a grip. Get a grip.
It's hilarious. Well, I want to thank you for that. I'm a welcome Kendra and Lady D Keys. Miss Kendra, I think you are new to the panel, so we'll go first. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi. What's your opinion?
I think that what were we talking about, Destiny?
We are talking about Destiny at her shack, her she shed, and her basically saying she don't see it for Sunny, and under no circumstances, because she's supposed to be, I guess, in charge of the bachelorette party. She said under no circumstances is she inviting Moses. She had a little heat for Sunny and said that she was, what did she say? An opportunist. What did she say?
Yeah, I
She
think
called her thirsty.
Oh, she called her thirsty. My bad.
I think Destiny expects things out of people that she doesn't do herself. So she wants all
100%.
this loyalty and all these things and people to back her up. However, when it comes to her doing the same thing for her friends, she doesn't do it. Because why
Her
are
and
you still
Tisha
friends
Sheridan.
with Martell if and you and Melanie were friends? Like, where's the loyalty? So you can't expect people to do things that you don't even do yourself.
You're talking about the conversation she has with Nell Fletcher. That was a very interesting conversation. We're going to get to that.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
Hold on. Okay.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Hey, Lady Keys, how are you? How's the fam? Lady D Key, can you hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry, girl. My brain was somewhere else, child.
Okay.
Everybody's good with my brother's good. He's still, recovering, but he's good.
Happy to hear that, honey.
Yep.
Thank you. Destiny. We just need Destiny gone. She just needs to disappear, never to return again, because her storyline ain't storylining. And lining, but it ain't storylining.
Okay.
So we need her to go. And I'm sorry. The chemistry? No, ma'am. No. Between her and
Lance.
Lance, yes. That mm-mm.
Okay. You don't like their chemistry?
Mm-mm. 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 It ain't chemistry for me. It's more like lying.
Okay.
Like she be lying.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move to the next scene, which was Melody and Chris Fletcher. One of her mentors. Okay. One of the mentors. She has a sit down with them following. I lost you, Kendra. Can you come back up? Kendra, if you can hear me, you'll probably need to drop down and come back up because you're saying device not connected. Let me put the link back in because I know she wants to talk about Nell Fletcher and Destiny. But anyway, Melody sits down with Chris Fletcher and she said, baby, I got to eat some popcorn. Okay. I'm going to go to the popcorn store because this is going to be entertaining. Okay. So that's how she basically put it. But she ends up showing up. I need everybody to put their mic on and then we'll do it one at a time. We'll let everybody speak. But she ends up bringing everybody up, right? Or she ends up going to this popcorn store. Chris meets with her. He acts like he don't know what he's meeting for. But he lets us know a couple of things in this scene. Number one, after Melody heard that Chris orchestrated the meetup, Melody did not respond to the RSVP for Chris and Nell Fletcher's 30-year vow renewal. So she was feeling some kind of way, and she said she ain't gonna fuck with him until she heard from him. Okay, that was the first thing. And then in this scene, I'm gonna let y'all talk about it. Melody asked a few questions and she was sitting there smacking that damn popcorn and eating and looking Chris in the eye, child. I was like, this is all too much for me. But go ahead. Who wants to start first? I'm going to let the new panelist start. And I think that is Miss Golden. Go ahead, Miss Golden.
Hey Diana, it's been a minute, girl. It's been a minute.
And welcome back. Come on through. What you got?
Yes. Hey, can I had to first say it always gives me a kiki when Mel is eating. Mel reminds me of like feeding a baby like some tutti frutti out of like the Gerber jar. You know how they be so happy and just like
Correct. Yeah.
she she gets excited. That girl be excited to eat. But I think that everybody knows that Chris is lying. I think that that whole group of friends has that was their way. They always like picked out women to either share or hook other people up with. I think that that has been their MO. I think that's why they're close. I think that's why they are in a friend group. I just was remembering back to the photo of the group of Kappas that Chris and Martell took. I mean, Chris and Martell took the
Mm-hmm.
picture with.
Mm-hmm.
Where they was like, what was it, high value men?
Mm-hmm.
And when I looked at that picture, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this group of hoes.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
That's what it gave. Yes, and Chris, you could just like his wife could tell he was lying when he was answering her question when she was like, "No, don't look that way. Look at me." Mel knew he was lying too. He did not come across as telling the truth at all. No way, period. He's not telling the truth, and I feel like he tries to add a little bit more to the story every time he tells it.
mm,
Because like this time it was something extra he said. Cause I don't feel like before he ever said that, did he say that like Martell looked her up right then and there?
yeah, he told that to his wife because she asked him how
Yeah, okay,
would
okay.
Martell know where to find her on social media. He said, "Hell, I don't know." And nothing about Martell looks like he is that, smart around social media. That's why I said in my last review, I was like, "You lying? You just got yourself caught in a lie." Martell don't even mess with social media like that.
That he could do it that fast because he said while
He
he
knew
was
how to
on the
slide into
phone,
the DM, but
he,
that's
he looked it up right then. And
with the
Martell, he didn't ask him how to spell the last name or nothing. You mean to tell me that Martell just hopped right on, knew how, Martell don't know how to spell people's names.
for sure. For sure. And okay, thank you. I appreciate you responding to that, Miss
Mhm.
Golden. I'm gonna ask another question of who did I miss? Did I miss anybody? I'm gonna go back to Alfina. Alfina, what did you think when Melody said, "Are you the old man that was trying to give Martell cheating advice, how to move forward with a mistress and a wife?" And then he busted out Marsau and Maurice for having women sign NDAs. You know that was a part of original Straight No Chasers, some of her videos, right?
Yeah. I watched the original Straight No Chaser videos, and Mel was just sitting up there grinning because I don't even know these people, and I knew he was lying. He looked like he was lying. Oh, he looked like he was lying. Oh, he was searching for it in his head, like, okay, how I'm gonna answer this that in a way that don't jam me up. He was one of them old men that was sitting up there telling him how to go about not getting caught up and stuff like that. Martell just didn't take the advice. All of them tried to tell him how to cheat, I guess the proper way, but he never listened. He
Right,
he he, he got real big headed. He put his horror above everything, and he thought that was just really gonna be able to ride, and it wasn't.
right.
But when he said Maurice's name first, I cackled because I know Maurice was probably the ones to say, "Okay, y'all, let's put these NDAs in place. Y'all focus on getting the girls, and I'm gonna handle the back end." Like Chris just like told it without realizing that he's like literally confirmed what everybody already thought.
Baby, when I tell y'all that's where Maurice's real legal skills
Yes.
That bro code is non-existent.
I'm waiting patiently because, baby, mm,
Maurice definitely was getting them that paperwork together. Okay.
And
Oh
But
my
y'all
it's
get the
like
girls.
God,
I
that's
got my
hilarious.
side.
Huh?
it's like they all throw each other under the bus when they get caught because he was wrong for that. Oh, that wasn't me. That was probably Maurice and Marsau that told him how to cheat, not me.
Then here's the real fucked up part. Pardon my French, but when Melody said, "Well, didn't you used to do it too?" He was like, "Because you were a cheater, girl." I was like, "No, you didn't."
because he tried to say I haven't. I was married. I've been married 30 years. I didn't. And Mel was like, "Wait a minute." And people were going to drag her for it, but I was like, well, I mean,
I said,
she did ding him, and I think she dinged him that way because I don't think she believed him.
"Child, that was
She knew he was lying.
that
Can
was
I just
very
can
word."
I say
Uh-huh.
what got me was, yes, the running gag is throughout this whole series, or should I say the since season 3 on, Mel will eat through the messiness. She gonna eat her food. Um, but I felt like Mel did not believe him. Mel brought up, and she said this. It's not the first time she said this. She said during that reunion where they came back after the pandemic, and she said, I talked to the older women. He talked to the older men. The older men told him this, and the fact that she brought that up with Chris and asked him that, and Chris threw Marcel and Maurice under the bus. I said, oh, that's new information because that didn't come from Mel. That came from you. So
Child,
nobody can blame Melody for that because that came from you. You volunteered that
Oh, you
I
know they will.
quickly.
yeah, I
And
was
then
sitting there writing my notes when I looked up like, "Bitch, what? No,
he volunteered that so quick.
you
And
sh-
then she was just looking at him. I feel like Mel was just taking in people's responses when she was talking to him and he was answering about the Trish thing. I forget what the specific was, but yes, the answer is changing. And I'm like, you do know when everybody watches at the end of this season, they're going to see how this story morphed and evolved, and then you got whatever the answer is going to be at the reunion. So yeah, that's going to play in the next season. And then when I saw him say, when he asked her about the RSVP, I just want to make this real clear. Again, as I said at the beginning, as a wife, if I find out, because my husband is deceased, but if I was divorced and I found out you as my friend had something to do with my husband cheating, lying to me, that is not about me having feelings about my ex. No, it's about my relationship with you now and reevaluating
Mhm.
what type of relationship you and I have now outside of my husband. Because I consider you a friend, I consider your wife a friend. Now I have to evaluate if you're going to be in my circle. People keep it continuously bringing up. Mel is still bothered after being divorced 5 years. Why is she still worried about Martell? It's not about being worried about Martell. It's about now clarifying which one of y'all have been sitting up in my face still lying to me, bringing stuff back to me, that I can't trust.
It's their character that she's looking to confirm. And I think she spoke about it multiple times about people's heart and heart posture. But I think a lot of the behavior definitely isn't related to whether or not she still cares for Martell, but it's what type of person are you? Because I need to know how I need to move forward. I think
The
that's
truth
what
of
it
the
is.
matter is, another part is because there is such a large group of people kind of stuck in this storyline with this part, they got to move it. They got to talk about it and move it past it. That's probably why they've been filming all damn year long so they can get ahead of the internet.
Now that's very true. That's very true because the stuff that's on the internet is definitely better than what's on the show. That's
Yeah.
that's for certain. But also you have to think, like, when we go back to, I don't want to go back too far, but because it's here now, but in in season 3 when Martell first started setting up. Are you speaking, Diana? Because I think there's a delay.
No, go ahead.
Okay. When Martell first setting up this whole I got the videotape thing, I mean, because that's been years. Think about how long people have known and seen this videotape, and they knew it was Mel. And for now, to see Tisha all up in on Messy Mondays and cackling about it and thinking that it's funny, and you knew this whole time, but you've been sitting up
Let's
talking
say the
about I'm
videotape
trying to
for
destroy your marriage.
let's
Yeah,
say
that's why there's no gray.
let's say the videotape for when they actually get to it, because we have
Oh,
put
okay, sorry.
tape
But
that
you're 100% right. But yeah,
I,
in this instance, it's like you guys have known little things. And with Trish, even with Trish, people were like, well, why does she have an issue with Trish? Why does she care what's going on? Melody said it. She said it very plainly. I wanted to know what the timeline was. So it allowed her to know how she needed to move and feel about Trish.
because
Because if
that heifer
you
in her
was
face,
with
because she
him
in
while
her
I
face.
was still married to him,
Right.
then yeah, why are you in my face?
You at
That's
my house.
crazy. And then
Yes.
it's like, did you know about me? Because
He
then
knew her.
it's a difference if you didn't know, because Martell is a known liar. But if you
But
knew about me, and apparently she did, because just little things that Trisha said dropped in there, little comments about Melody that she shouldn't know, that she clearly got from Martell and other people. So it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, you're not going to bring this woman around me knowing what you knew, that she was
mm-hmm.
with Martell in the past, and have her in my face. And then y'all know these things, and y'all bringing
Exactly.
this to me, and then I'm finding out two people that I really trusted, possibly one of them, the husband, possibly hooked my husband up. What who am I around? This is not
Mhm.
about Martell. This is
so
now Melody's relationships with other people.
at the end of it, Melody accepts the invitation and said that Chris passed her Scorpio Inquisition. Okay. So even though the
Yep.
audience may still feel hot about what Chris did, Melody said, I just want to hear your side of it. So this is what you're saying, right? That you didn't know anything, that Martell just looked him up on his own, looked her up on his own. Now she's probably not going to ask Martell about it to get the full story. And
No.
Martell right now is in his bringing people to the truth phase, even though he's okay with Chris lying about it. At the moment, Melody is saying, okay, cool. I will officially attend your 30-year vow renewal. Okay.
Diana, can I say this?
Yes,
Melody's confirming things that she's already felt, she's known.
Uh-huh.
correct. Correct. You're not lying.
Melody is confirming it for the audience. Mel has known this. Mel is saying, I'm going to bring the truth to the people that's watching. I'm going to make sure that everybody know that everything I've been saying, which they've been saying I'm lying, I'm here to kill, steal, and destroy. No, I've been peep y'all game, and I want everybody else to peep y'all game.
I
We're
mean,
going to bring this shit to the world.
let's be honest. Melody has kept these secrets too. She didn't come out and say, listen, Chris Fletcher, is a, spread them, swing it low, spread it wide type of dude. She was actually cool with Chris. The story came to her and she did what she was supposed to do, which is say what she know. Now, Chris may not have expected her to, because really Melody said more to Chris than even his wife said to him when they were at the table talking about it. She aired even more out, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
But
that
yeah, but I didn't appreciate Chris gaslighting her, talking about, well, why do you care? You know what this is about. You not stupid. You know that it's about you and her relationship with you and Nell, not Martell. I was like, the gaslighting was real.
okay.
But that's why they're doing it in the confessionals, because they're not going to say it.
Okay. That you're right. That's where it's supposed to happen. But yes,
Yeah.
I like it because it means that we'll get more tea. If it's TV at the end of the day. We're supposed to be entertained and talking about the shit. So it's cool. It's cool. Okay, this is the last scene, I think. Right? This is Destiny's home and body fragrance launch, and she has it on the rooftop of someplace. I remember she had said that it was open to the public and anybody can come. I don't know if anybody actually went who lived in Huntsville, but this was the scene. It's really interesting. So she's on the rooftop and everybody is there except for Sonny Moses and Melody for obvious reasons, right? Um, and then we get this scene between we get a girls huddle and a men's huddle before we get to Marsau and Tisha. But in the girls huddle, this is where we find out that Nell Fletcher's like, listen, to Destiny, she says, your problem with Sonny is your problem with Sonny. I want to get to know her for myself. And then Destiny basically lets her know where her loyalty lies. What did y'all think about that? Some of y'all were already talking about it, but did you want to add anything more to that scene?
Yeah, I didn't like that Destiny came at Miss Nell like that because it's like one, I don't think they're that close of friends for Miss Nell to even care
Okay.
about
Right.
Destiny and Sunny. And then two, like you were loyal to your friends, so you can't expect things out of other people that you're not gonna do yourself.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
Destiny's always doing that to me. Like she expect the world, but she don't give the opposite in return.
But based on what she says, she thinks she does because she said that based on her loyalty, she wouldn't do something like that. But none of us see that.
Can I say I do now? I'm gonna ask you guys. Wasn't it interesting? Because the running thing has been Mel expects people to choose, Mel expects people to do this. And if you don't choose her, she X's you out. She does this, she does that. But then Destiny has been doing the same thing. Martell
Hmm.
has been doing the same thing. You're supposed to be hosting Nell's party. Nell was considerate and said, hey, I'm going to get her to know her as part of this cast on my own. This is not my fight. I'm going to be kind to her the way she had been. And she's like, I don't like how she came into this, but I'm going to be nice to her. And Destiny was trying to dictate how they were supposed to move, and then she wants to say, well, I'm going to have to reevaluate wait my relationship with you, which hurt Nell. But I'm like, that's the same thing that you claim Melody does. So why is it okay when you do it but not okay when Melody does it? She is reevaluating her relationship with a lot of y'all because of your relationship with her ex. And she
It's
said, like she said to Maurice, if you are around him, I'm not going to be around him. I can't be around you. He is still taking me through things. It was just really interesting how this dynamic is playing out. Again, it's very gaslighty because it's like y'all want people to treat you the way that y'all don't treat other people.
Yep.
Okay.
there is no excuse. You said it exactly right. She expects what she doesn't give. She wants people to give her what she doesn't give out. Destiny has a very negative energy. Like it's there for everybody to see. I can feel it through the TV. Her energy is very, very negative. I'm not even understanding why she, in particular, is throwing Nell a bachelorette party, why she's hosting it. I've never, it doesn't appear that they have that kind of relationship, but I'm sure this is like maybe it's produced and it's for the TV show. But one of the reasons why I don't understand why she has such, this kind of energy for Sunny is because I don't understand why she has all this, like I can get it, like she feels like it's behind the back, but it seemed like she had more love and smoke for her relationship with Moses. Like, did she even love LeBaric? I just want to know.
But
Did she
that's
love
the
the man?
part.
No, she
Like,
did not love LeBarrett. LeBarrett was a kid. LeBarrett was somebody she thought that she could run over and use.
yeah.
And then when she
But do
went back
y'all
for Moses, Moses wasn't there.
but do y'all remember where she said that for her and LeBarrett were long distance and they had talked for I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 years before they got married. But then now we're learning that her and Moses had an on and off relationship for 15 years. So to me, they overlap, but I also don't see why you so stuck on Moses when you guys weren't even actually married. Like that's
Right,
the
that's
part
what
where
I'm
I'm just like, why
saying.
are you
It's
so
like
upset?
they're not married. They weren't married, but they seem to have. She can continue to tell people that they need to choose her and hate Sonny because Sonny betrayed her. Blah 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 blah. But Mel needs to get over a whole marriage. She should not have any problems with anybody. Nobody. With the way Moses hasn't, we haven't seen anything that Moses has done to like stab Destiny in the back. Nothing. Why is it that it's okay for her to bitch and complain and tell people don't play with Sonny in the sandbox? But if Mel asks a question to get clarification, because Trish is a hoe. I don't care what nobody say. Trish is a hoe. She can sit there and talk through her teeth and say, I don't wear bikinis and I don't do this. Trish is a hoe. She was a hoe when she came on the show. I knew something was wrong with her when she talked through her teeth. But she can open her mouth when she get mad. She's a hoe. She's a pretender. I don't care what nobody say. Anybody that say they didn't know what all I gotta do is what I can get the divorce papers. Well, nobody told me that.
So
Oh,
let's
I
get
can
back
just
on.
send them
Let's
to
get
her.
back on track, y'all. Let's
I'm
get back
sorry.
on
I'm
track.
sorry. I don't like her.
That's okay.
Like her.
Because I was like, baby, you went from Moses and Sonny, and all of it out of nowhere, you said Trish is a hoe like it was possessed by the devil. I literally said, oh,
Girl, she was going in.
they head was turning, child.
Reel me back in. Reel me back in, Diana. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
sorry. I'm
come on
sorry.
back, child. Come
I'm
on back.
sorry. I'm
All
sorry. I'm
right.
sorry. She pissed my
Come-
girl off, so I'm sorry.
She said she
She
a
pissed.
hoe.
Like, what happened? When did we? I started looking at my notes. Like, well, damn, did I say something? Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was
then
going
we
to the
get over
men's
here,
table.
maybe.
I got something to say about the men's
She
table,
went
but
on
I'm
the
gonna let
other
somebody else
side.
talk first.
Hold on. So we got the men's huddle. We got the men's huddle, right? The men's huddle is Ken, who they do bring up Trisha here. I just was like, did I skip a part, child? Okay, so we're in the men's huddle with Marsau. Martell is not there. It's Marsau, Maurice, I believe Chris Fletcher, and Ken. And they basically start talking about who were they talking about? They think, oh, Lance was there, and they asked Lance how many times he was married. And Ken just interjected with, why is it that everybody, since you guys are married men, why do you guys feel like someone has to be wholly divorced? Shout out to Kiowa, wholly divorced before they start a new relationship when nobody starts a new relationship or nobody waits till they're fully divorced. Everybody gets into a relationship first. And Marceau said, well, what you asking us for? We're not divorced.
But
That was
We're
sitting on his
divorced.
chest.
but that also hit Maurice because Maurice was looking. I was like, "Yep,
Yeah.
Maurice too." But I the part that he said where y'all want me to have be mad about Martell when that happened before me.
Mhm.
And I was like, he has a point. And I get his point about that. But you are also, I get the Marceau's point, which was you are bothered. You do care. It does bother you because, the story keeps changing. Now, when Ken said, well, she can't, if I find out something or whatever, I'm just going to go. She can't hurt me. The kid
Said
leaving
that
the kids will hurt more.
yeah, he made
If
it seem like he wasn't in love with her, which we all know is bullshit.
Yeah,
Right.
he
Well, I do
lying.
believe that him leaving the kids will hurt more. He would move away, but leaving the kids will hurt more. But I'm like, I'm with the other guys. You do care. It does
Yeah,
hurt you. You are in
stop
love with that
lying.
lady.
Mm-hmm.
But Ken
But
should
I
care.
also see his point is like I'm not going to continue to dwell on this thing. But if she continues lying to me and I feel like she playing me, then I'm going to have to move on. And that's anyone. If you feel like someone is not being truthful and doing you wrong in a relationship, whether it hurts you or not, you're going to have to move on. That's a decision you have to make.
But isn't that why he should be upset? Because yes, it was before him, so why lie?
I
That's
agree.
my
That's the
That,
part.
thing. I
I
think
agree.
that's why he should care
That
because
part.
Was it
Because she lied and she lied. She lied like 3, 4 times.
wasn't it Marceau who said he keep adding shit to the story? It's a lie.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think that's
She
the
she
main
She a
issue. Like now,
hoe.
she keeps lying.
not
Like if
right.
it's before you, she should just say, "Yeah, I hooked up with Martell," and that's it. Like I hooked up with
Yeah,
him. I
she
regret it or I
made it
don't regret
worse.
it.
And she
Right.
is a hoe.
And
Cause
my
That's
hoes
position
his
is
lie.
choice.
this. My position is this, because she was the one that brought up. Melody wasn't totally divorced when she was dating or whatever. How do you know that? Who told you that? But I digress. I'm not mad at Trisha for seeing someone before her divorce. I wouldn't do it, but that's her business. They weren't living together. They weren't together.
Right,
Her and Marquez are very clear on that they weren't together.
right. And he
But the thing
moved.
is that you continue to lie about the
Hmm.
story. Stuff is not added up. You got upset when Martell acted like he didn't know you. It probably would have saved you a lot of heartache if you went along with what he was trying to do and act like y'all didn't know each other and y'all met for the first time and y'all knew through his brother and all of that. Then everything that's been evolving throughout the season. But then again, it wouldn't be a storyline for the whole cast.
She
But
got in her
yeah,
feelings because he got the draws.
it's
Nobody
crazy.
acts like that. Nobody acts like that and is so bothered unless they've had an intimate relationship. Somebody who went to school with Martell brother would not be so bothered by the way he came into Stormy's house acting like he didn't know her unless they were intimate.
And then Trisha's gonna have another story next week, and then she's gonna have her full story at the reunion. It's like, girl, you if anybody feels anything about you, it is not based on anybody else on this show. It's about you and how you
Yeah.
have presented yourself. You have presented yourself as
Um,
a liar.
Trisha got tired.
And there's a hoe.
Oh my God.
You know what? Y'all know what? Y'all know what? What Mill said? I'm cutting all y'all off. You cut off.
Okay. Okay. We talked about the men's huddle. We talked about the men's huddle. Now we're going to move on to the final scene. Okay. The final scene was Marsau, Trisha, or excuse me, Trisha, child. I got Trisha on the head. Marsau, Tisha, and Martell. Now listen, we could tell that the camera crew said they got Marsau and Tisha to agree to this scene. The way them people jumped up to walk away from that table and everybody said
Yes.
the last part of their drink, that shit was funny.
That was very color purple at the juke joint.
Fat, squeak,
Ooh, time to
okay,
go.
but a big old heifer. Okay, it was that. It was that. But anyway, listen, they're sitting at this table, and Marsau and Tisha wants to leave, but Marsau is like, he's using Tisha as a prop. He needs her to sit there for a second so Martell can take it in that they're not broken up, right? Because Tisha's like, you don't need me. I'm gonna let my man take care of it. Tisha felt so proud of herself. I'm gonna let you, my man, take care of it. And Marsau looked at her and said, Tisha, don't you get your ass up. Don't go nowhere. Sit right there. And Tisha got to play with her makeup and her hair and stuff because she got to get it together because Marsau has crushed her yet again. Even in this scene, she wanted to have her moment where she could just walk away, child, and he would not let her. And then that's when Marsau and Martell get into it. It had to have been, I would say, one of the top 5 scenes of this damn show. Easily. Easily. Ladies, give me
I
your
just have one thing. When when Tisha kissed Marceau and walked away, and Marceau stood up and said, "I'm better at you than everything." That just told me everything that I needed to know. He does everything Martell does, but he literally is just better at it than he is, and he's
Hmm.
so much
right,
better
and
at
he
it.
didn't get caught yet with a baby
His
on the
wife
way
is,
by somebody else.
but it
listen,
also solidified that he got his wife exactly where he wants her. Like
Hmm.
even when it goes back to that scene earlier, which is why I didn't have much to comment on it, when Tisha went to Marceau after he showed up at the brunch, she went to him as if like, look, Marceau, this is what happened, and guess what I did? And he was like, it to me, this is what it seemed like. Good job, girl. Like, good job. And that just solidified that like he Martell can never do anything because he has done enough to Tisha to where she is going to stand by her man, which is nothing
Let me
wrong with
ask
that.
y'all a question. Did y'all find anything that Martell did in this scene good? I mean, or bad? Let me see what the vote is, child. Let me see what y'all vote.
Martell looked Martell looked what Marcel called him, pathetic. He
Pathetic.
was he was how he was throwing a tantrum.
Yeah, he made him look like a redhead stepchild.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna give y'all the vote. So I asked you guys, whose side were you on? Are you a Pell soldier, a Mars soldier, or were you washing the dishes? Right? And y'all, this is very close. 31% of you are on Martell's side. You want
Mm.
him to tell all the business. I guess
I
what
ain't.
34% of y'all is on Marsau's side. You said that Marsau and Tisha should not divorce for this bullshit, basically. And then 35% of y'all is not willing to share how you feel about this situation. But right now, it's down the middle. Y'all stumping the yard for both parties, right?
Cause
Now,
I feel like people feel like if Martell is going to spray it, just go on ahead and get it out. Just say what you got to say. But also, it doesn't make him look good. It does
No.
make him look pathetic. He is upset. It doesn't make what Marceau said in the confessional any less true. He is upset because he he failed. He fell, and he is at his lowest point. And Marceau and Maurice and the rest of them are untouched. They still have their families. Say
Yep.
what you want to say about Marceau. Do I believe Marceau was creeping and doing some questionable things? Sure. Martell had a slight point in that, yeah, um, Marceau can control Tisha. Yes, it does seem that way, but also there's a dynamic in a marriage though where you are consulting with each other and are on the same team. Him and Melody used to have that. And
but
that's the thing that he is mad about. He no longer has his team. He no longer has his family. Whereas Marcel was smart enough to whatever creeping he didn't do what Marcel did. That he didn't have someone disrespect his wife and his family. He
okay,
kept that under wraps.
hold on one second. There was so much that was given in the scene. Number one, Martell actually says to Tisha,
Mm,
you basically broke my marriage up.
mm-hmm.
You, Tisha says something that he said something that you were doing. He was like, you're the one who were telling Melody stuff. She said, what the hell did I tell Melody, Martell? And then she said, it was Melody who was coming back and telling me that
No.
you were saying about
Diana, no, the interesting part about that was he said you and Melody going at each other. And she said to him, why was Melody and I going at each other?
that's it.
It was almost kind of a Melody and I would be cool if it wasn't for you because you were feeding Melody things and Melody was repeating it. It wasn't even her blaming Mel. The tone of it wasn't even her blaming Mel. It was you who
You're
was doing this. You are the common denominator of all the discord. And I was shocked by that for a minute. I was like, wow.
But
me.
she believes that now.
I said that
But
Marcel
Tisha,
and Martell had been pillow talking, and both of them were blaming the other, like, oh, I'm going out keeping him cool.
yes, exactly.
Martell,
It was both
Exactly.
ways. But at first,
he was
it
saying
worked for
about
Tisha. Tisha was mad at Melody for a long time because remember, it was
Hmm.
Mel that was trying to destroy her marriage. She
No, and
never
I get
blamed
that.
anything on Martell. And it
but
was, but I'm saying that,
true. Melody and
but,
Tisha
but
friendship ended because of that, and literally,
Yep.
yes,
they literally their friendship ended because of that. And what did Maurice say first season reunion when they're inside their
when
dressing room?
he
Says what
went after
you apart.
he went after Mel though. He said, "What are you helping?" He went after Mel. He didn't go after Martell.
I
No,
think the issue I think the issue to me is you have two people that committed the crime and one person got caught and the other
Hmm.
person didn't. And Right. the one that got caught, he bitter because his life is ruined. And he's like,
Hmm.
we were doing all this stuff together and we were backing each other up.
But when it came to me and my marriage, you guys didn't try to keep it together, but now you want me to help you keep yours together.
I
One
don't, you know what? I can agree with you on one part, but on another part, I can't because I do believe that Marceau and Maurice were trying to counsel Martell because they did tell him that girl ain't it. But it was
Right.
Martell's own action when he decided to let that girl disrespect Mel. He never tried to reel her in. He even didn't even, tell them to leave Mel alone. He didn't care about Maurice and Marceau disrespecting Mel
They
and
may have
making
told him to
jokes
leave
about her.
Ariana
The
alone, but
thing
it's
is
like
this.
you can't be like, well, it's different if they were all faithful husbands trying to teach him how to be faithful. If they all cheating, you can't be like, oh well, just leave that one alone. Go pick a better,
No, I
a
mean, but
better
they were saying,
mistress.
but
That's
not
not
But
have
this
a
goes back to
relationship.
popular.
something.
No, not have a whole relationship. Like, you don't need to try to have a second family with this chick, if that makes sense.
Y'all,
Like,
Right.
but can I, the commentary in the chat, Mel did cover Martell a lot. Mel didn't start spraying Martell until Martell started coming for her, and the whole cast started coming for her. And even then, she was keeping things under wrap until she couldn't anymore. Mel covered a lot of things for Martell. We are now seeing Martell unravel because Mel removed her covering and her alliance with Martell.
oh
Let's
yeah,
be
she
real.
did that a long time ago.
I said this before on Diana's panel. These men have used their wives to fight their battles. So we are
Hmm.
seeing that when Tisha and Melody were going at each other, it was them as
It
the
was them.
wives
Yep.
covering their husbands, fighting their battles, covering their marriages. And as much as I have given Tisha flack for it, and even people giving Melody flack, I can understand that you are going to stick with your position. But once Melody moved away, people kept
Hmm.
blaming Melody for things Martell did because Martell would go back and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't me, it was Melody, blah, blah,
and
blah." But then
Yeah,
when
that's
Melody
when he was on
started
that
distancing
campaign. Very true.
herself,
hold on, guys.
right, and then when Melody started distancing herself from everyone, and Martell is doing his dirt with with coleslaw and everybody is seeing, no, this is now who Martell is. You can't blame Melody now because y'all not even speaking, y'all not in scenes together, none of that. So this is now all on Martell, and even Tisha now has to admit, like she did in the scene, yeah, Mel and I went at each other because of you and the things that you were saying to her and also out your mouth, because the 20 women's thing came from Martell
Keep,
initially, not Melody.
keep this in mind because we keep forgetting this. Even though
Mhm.
Melody said she did not pick sides, Melody pulled away from all of them. There
Yep.
was things that she had to work out with herself
Hmm.
before she could come back into this group. So Martell had years to share whatever he wanted to share about Melody, about whomever. So when we get that scene, it kind of makes sense when they're like, listen, Martell was telling us this and we believed him. We had no effing choice, right? Because we didn't have access to her.
And also because Melody was not bad mouthing him, because like she said, I didn't care to. I think Melody wanted to see where everybody's alliances were and who they were going to pick. And yeah, a part of her wished that the people that she thought was her friends, like the ladies, would pick her, but they didn't. And
I'm
so
going
she
to say
pulled
that.
away
Do
and
not,
let them experience him for himself. And now they are getting the brunt of what she would usually get because she's not available.
I wouldn't get that twisted. Melody was not going to pick them. Those were his friend. Those were Martell's friends, and she knew it. She was willing to step away and be cool and healing herself. And I think when she realized that Destiny was not who she thought she was, that's when she said,
No,
"Nobody
I didn't.
thought
I
it was."
wasn't saying Mel was picking them. I think at one point in time, and this is just my opinion, at one point in time, because Mel was very, if you go back other seasons, Mel was hurt. Mel was hurt with Tisha. Mel was hurt with Kimmy to a degree. Mel wanted her friends, those ladies, to choose her, and they didn't. and because they stuck by Martell, because their husbands was sticking by Martell, and that's a natural thing that happens when breakups happen. So yes, she pulled away and dealt with her own things, but I think at one point, because they were all close, Mel really did care for those women and thought that they would be by her side, which is also why it made what happened with Destiny hurt also so badly, because she was there for Destiny during her divorce, while Destiny claimed to be there for her, but then she chose Martell too. So yeah, after that she was like, I'm done. And now they see for themselves. And part of it you can understand, but I can also understand why Mel has felt the way that she has felt and moved the way that she has moved. It is a lot of things that has happened between these people on the show and off that really plays a part, and we're seeing it all now, and we know a lot more now than we did in the beginning of the show. But yeah, it's really interesting. They are now seeing that for themselves. But I thought the interesting part was that when Tisha said, "Yeah, you were the reason why Mel and I went at each other," it was because it felt like and it sounded like she was not blaming Melody. She was blaming Martell for that.
And Melody blamed Marsau when they had their sit down for the same thing. She said, Marsau, you are the reason me and Tisha
Yep.
weren't getting along. That's why I said both of them had husbands who
Yep.
were pillow talking about the other one, and both of them had wayward dicks. They were both doing the exact same
Yes,
Right. And
thing.
and
exactly.
they had their wives fight the battle, the front
Right.
line battle. Yep.
And that's why I said they were both living the exact same life. And if y'all think about this,
100.
Tisha and Marsau and Melody and Martell, they have both been like bumping up front of who's leading what in the show for a very long time. But now we can see they were both living the exact same trajectory.
Right.
Right.
Can
Mhm.
I,
I've
can I
often
say
said
something? Oh, I'm
Tisha
sorry.
and Melody are similar creatures. When you really
Not
look at it,
not
they are very similar. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They both were at one point. They both were in it, and I think that when Melody brought it to Tisha, Tisha was like, "You're a lie," because she went to believe her husband. And when
Mm-hmm.
Melody brought it to Tisha, and their friendship really, Tisha was talking about it to Mel. Their friendship really started dwindling and breaking down. This was before the show even came
Mm-hmm.
to fruition, right?
Right.
And then when they come on set, now they have all of this anger and stuff with each other, but they're trying to play it off like they still cool. But they know that the thing that was the gut punch for both of them is saying that the other one's husband was cheating. That was still the heartbreak for both of them, for Tisha
But
and Melody.
but it wasn't like it was a lie though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Even
Melody said Tisha doesn't want to believe it. She could tell Tisha and give her proof, and Tisha doesn't want to believe it. And that's true.
but
Tisha
Tisha
need to
Fluff
find out for
though.
herself.
Tisha did
Tisha
have the
Fluff.
proof. Tisha did have the proof. If Tisha had the proof because she talked about it with her mama. I think she talked about it to Mel. That's why her and Mel would have these kind of discussions. She talked about it with Kiki. I mean, like she had the proof. I mean, all she had to say was, "I ain't going nowhere." I mean, and I think that's
That part.
okay.
I
That
don't
she
do
just,
you want
I don't have to go anywhere to tell people, show me proof, show me the receipts, all of this. It's okay. Look, my man ain't disrespected me, and I'm fine. And y'all just leave me alone because he hasn't disrespected her. And I think that's the main difference. So like when they was, whenever they said the
to
first the whole disrespectful cheating thing and everybody cackling like they don't know what that means. They knew what Mel was talking about.
But
I know.
let me say this. Let me say this before we even go forward. If they had a pact not to talk about certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're bringing your thing to the show, and they don't know that you brought your thing to the show, they're still thinking they're protecting their 3-year-old or whoever. Melody
Right.
and Martell had been going through their thing. Martell had been cheating for what I'm understanding
2 years.
before Melody
Yeah.
out. So a full 7 years out of what? How many years married? 12.
14.
That's a long time.
Half the
Mm-hmm.
marriage.
Mhm.
But see, I don't think they had a re talk when right before the show started,
Who didn't have
when the phone call happened.
who didn't have
And
a
then, like, they had a pact before the show started, and then they were gonna, do the show, and then, all that fallout happened when Mel found out that he was cheating with her again. The phone call thing, and she was like, "I'm not doing the show," and then they convinced her to do the show. And that pact was with Martell. That pact wasn't with Melody.
Melody was sitting at the table, and even if
Mm-hmm.
she did not, even if she had her fingers crossed and said, and whatever the case may be, they did not know that she was not a part of the pact until they
Right.
on
I
that
understand.
side. So we have to, and again, we can't pretend like we're gonna play stupid for some parts and not on the other. We didn't get a reason why Melody wasn't in the pact, but everybody assumed she was, and so
Mm-hmm.
said no, she didn't agree. They didn't even explain, well, how did Kimmy not? Well, how is it the only person sitting here is Kimmy who doesn't know they're in the pact? The truth of the matter is they believed that they were keeping that man's secret,
Mm-hmm.
spoke it on stage.
That's
Melody
fair. That's
can share
fair.
what she wants to about her husband. At the end,
Mm-hmm.
she can share whatever she wants to about her husband. They just weren't expecting to be pulled into it.
That's
All
fair.
these women knew what their husbands were doing because their
Right.
husbands were telling them what the other men was
What the other?
doing.
So they were
I'm
all
not
doing it
doing it, but this
together.
is what they're doing.
Yes.
They all knew to a degree. But the thing is, when I say Mel and Tisha are similar creatures, is that how they have moved when they were married, when Mel was also married, they were countering each other. They were fighting their husbands' battles. They had different tactics, but they were similar creatures in that way. Even now, when they were still bickering at each other, they were throwing slugs at each other. It was similar things. You did this, you did this. Oh, Galentine's Day, the Galentine's Day event, they went full at it. There was a lot of things being bleeped out. Mel said a name. Now, whether you agree, she came out and did a live with them and said it wasn't true, but that was the receipt that Mel had because Mel got that from Martell. So,
Right.
there were things that was being said. Tisha and Melody went at it. And it was because of the things that they heard from their husbands. That's why I said they were similar, because they were both fighting in the same ways about their
They
marriages.
were protecting their husbands.
I feel that.
Basically.
I understand what you're saying now. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, they were
I
I
think
protecting
the
feel it.
biggest
their husbands.
takeaway for me in that scene was when Marceau stood up and
Mhm.
said, "You look down on me all this time, but now I'm better than you." So I'm like, I wonder, is all this time they've been friends, he was kind of a little jealous
He
of
was.
Yeah.
Martell and
Most
Melanie,
He
the way
likely.
they
was.
had in
Most
a
likely.
relationship,
He was
and now he's
coveting
kind of
it.
like rubbing it in his face, like now
That
the tables have flipped.
That
Now
is
we
Yeah.
even.
exactly what he been waiting to do. That's exactly what he been waiting to do, boo. I was gonna say, how like they always said, like on the Housewives of Atlanta, certain people had practice reads, like Phaedra. She practiced her reads before she came to the reunion.
Mhm.
That's what I felt about Marceau's read. He knew what he was gonna say. He had been waiting forever to say that he was better than Martell. He had been waiting to say that because everything that he has gotten, like, I don't really feel like if it wasn't for Tisha and her credit, Marcel wouldn't be able to do anything that he's doing now. Also,
True.
if it wasn't for Mel, Martell, and Miss Van, there wouldn't be a Scout. So
There you go.
you can't say you couldn't even stay a manager at the movie theater. So what you need to be doing is saying thank you for helping me be who I am.
Okay.
You
That
need
part.
to say thank you for helping me to take care of my family. Y'all gave me a house, y'all gave me a car, y'all gave me a business that I did not have. And now y'all have given
That's
me a
what they did when she
platform so
took over.
I can do more. So the fact that he will stand his ugly, I agree with Martell on that, his ugly behind up and say to this man's face that I am better than you, nigga, please.
Yep.
He could never. He could never.
Like, now Martell is scum. He is scum. But the reason why I say that about him is because, first of all, Tisha protects him. Marceau do not protect Tisha. He let
Mm-hmm.
the way he let Martell run her down
Yeah.
at that pavilion, boo,
Mhm.
negative, 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 negative. He should have let her walk away. Tisha did not need to be sprayed no more. There is no way in the world I would have let my wife sit there and have even the even an inkling of an opportunity to get sprayed more by Martell, because you don't know what that ticking time bomb is gonna say. When she
But
wanted to get
Mhm.
up, he should have let her get up and walk away.
but
But the thing of it is Marcel is never gonna protect Tisha because he don't like Tisha. He don't love Tisha. He don't want Tisha. He don't need
Oh my
Tisha.
God.
you do
He just
know
want to be.
Marcel was using Tisha as a
That,
prop.
Okay,
Yeah.
girl.
Ooh. Oh, girl.
just saying, he don't like her. He
He
don't like her,
he he
and
did.
she can
He
get all
used her as a
she can
prop.
get all the mommy makeover she want. She ain't never gonna be good enough for myself. Sorry to say it, but she ain't.
Marceau need to be good enough for her. Tisha is a beautiful woman. Now she get on
100.
my nerves. She
But
get on
her
my
attitude
nerves, but
stinks.
her attitude stinks. Exactly. Her attitude stinks. And there is like to even say that she never gonna be good enough for Marceau. Marceau better be glad that, well, I mean, she got knocked up and she kind of trapped him. Well, she
There
didn't
you go.
trap him. He didn't have to marry her. But still,
There you go.
the fact that she felt like he was good enough for her to be with, he ought to be happy because she is his come up. So he can
True.
just stop. Remember, he was homeless.
Well,
So Marcel in that scene where he didn't let Tisha walk away, I didn't agree with that. He should have let her walk away earlier. But Marcel was using Tisha as a prop.
Yes.
Marcel
Mhm.
was showing Martell, I still have my wife.
I still have
Yeah.
my strength. That's
We
it.
are still
Hmm.
together. We are still a team. We are ignoring you. You are not going to tear us apart. We
You
are still
tried.
together.
Still can't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even if I don't like her, she's still here.
And
That's
then when he finally let her go, and that's when he was like, when they went back and forth for a little while, and he stood up and he was saying, "I'm better than you." If you look at that, after having Tisha there all that time in front of, because Marcel was just windmilling, and they were ignoring him, and it looked. He said, "You're being pathetic." He was using her as a prop, and I think Tisha kind of knew that, and then followed suit. It was to show Martell, you lost everything. I still have everything. Who is mad? You.
that's right. You ain't lying. That's exactly what it was. He said, Tisha, don't look. At one point, he got a little agitated with it, like, Tisha, I'm trying to do something here. Like, just shush, sit and shush. But you're exactly correct. I said that a little bit earlier, but he was using her as a prop. We need to show him what he doesn't have. He told Tisha to put on her best dress. Do you hear me?
if
Put
that was her best dress, she failed.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Tisha,
Oh, you're
Tisha's a
wrong. You're
beautiful
wrong.
woman. Her fashion sense is questionable, but she's a beautiful woman.
She's
She
really
she
pretty.
needs she needs somebody to dress her for her
Oh,
body sometimes.
dress.
Yeah,
He
for
Thank
her
you.
shape.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
something else. We ain't gonna pretend like Martell wasn't when they were at that Black Expo, and when Tisha had just got the rest of her, shit done, and Martell sitting there with
He
them
was looking.
eyes, and he was staring at her ass like he ain't never seen a butt before. And Martell,
Yeah.
you please stop staring at my wife's ass. He went, oh, and started giggling. He couldn't take his eyes off of Tisha.
Yeah, well that was 2 years ago.
No, but even at the park, remember he
It's
said,
a
"Who
little
who's
different
that in the
now.
Who
pink?"
wearing that
He
Yeah.
was looking at her.
Yeah, she looked good in that jean outfit. I give her that. I remember
at
that.
the
She
park?
looked good.
Said,
No,
I didn't
Yeah.
know who you was.
Tisha's beautiful.
Tisha
Tisha's
is
beautiful.
beautiful. She is.
She is beautiful, but her attitude stinks. I think that's why a lot of people don't like her. That's why I don't like her because her attitude is just
N- I,
thankful.
I, I don't like Tisha because Tisha also expect
And she
things
done.
from people that she does
She's
not return, and
she's Wanda Jr.
she gets caught lying. She gets
Yeah.
caught lying, and production has sprayed her where she was like, telling Kimmy, "I didn't say that about you," and then they showed her and Kyle were talking, calling her a
Hmm.
side chick and stuff like that. Tisha just be getting caught in her stuff. But other than that, Tisha's a beautiful woman. I wish Marcel would treat her better. He is lucky to have her. She has been a good wife from what I have seen. She has been a good wife to him. She
Wouldn't
clearly
it
loves
have been
him.
so nice for them to, show like when they just talked for 2 seconds about them being separated and almost divorced, when they just talked about that for 2 seconds? That would have been so nice to see that on the show. Why they couldn't share that?
Right. Just be real
Yeah.
with it. If that's what you were going through, say what you
I
were going
mean,
through. Don't feel
it
that
was
bad about it.
it was all hinted about, on the internet, them arriving separately and all that kind of stuff. And the boy, and I mean, what's his name? MJ and Marsau living here and her and the girls living there. I just felt like we were all like hinting at it and talking about it and, thinking it may be happening. But I just don't know why they couldn't, like let's talk about it.
Well, child, we're going to see. Throughout the years, I know that we give them hell, but they have given us some moments, okay? Marcel
Yeah.
that he wanted to, thought about unaliving himself when he had went to Africa, and then all the kids sat around him and they said, Dad, can we go to Africa with you next time? Like all that stuff was amazing television.
Well, MJ was amazing that night because MJ was like, "Well, must be nice for you to go to Africa."
Right. And how you go without your wife and your kids?
MJ was real
That's so
petty.
petty.
Right. Like they have done stuff that we have laughed at and gotten our entire life from, especially them early years. Marcel didn't even know that he was that big of a male chauvinist. He coming in, getting snipped and shit and
Hmm.
back in. All of that was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yes. But anyways, ladies, I talked it all through. And this is not my official review because I have some opinions that's just a little different from some of y'all. So I am going to do a second one tomorrow. This is just my open panel that I let all of you come up and share your opinions on. And you guys have been amazing. Every single one of y'all. I've really enjoyed you.
Yeah,
So,
this season has been real interesting. With all of the things that we now know, it's a lot of things that is being said. The subtext is really loud.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
So
I've
I think
enjoyed it. I've enjoyed being
Thank
back
you for
on,
having
Diana.
me,
It's been a
Diana.
long, long time. So I'm glad I've been able to catch it.
I'm happy that you were able to come up too. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to drop you down and say good
Bye bye.
Good
All right,
night. Good night,
bye.
everyone.
night.
Bye, Diana.
Bye. I'll see you. Bye. Listen, you guys have been great. Let me put my my camera back on. You guys have been great. Thank you guys so much for joining me for the live. Y'all know I'm gonna post my notification for tomorrow's review. Come back, please. And then I'm gonna share some things that I did not get a chance to say tonight, but that's okay because that's what the review is for tomorrow. But I loved having every single one of y'all up. Thank you to all of my moderators, of course, all of you in the chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button on your way out, please, and thank you. Also share this video, okay? I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.